Good morning and welcome to Studio 365, powered by TableThink. Today is Monday, March 5th. My name is Joshua, and I am here in the studio along with Pastor Kerrie Palmer, who studies life and tells the story of how to live the best life. And we are so glad that you are here with us to Studio 365 to kickstart your day. So I wanted to switch up this month's fun fact focus even before we have started. And today is actually the 2018 Burton U.S. Open Snowboarding Championships in Vail, Colorado. Did you know this was going on?
I didn't. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, and it goes on through March 10th, so make sure to check that out. And today, Kerrie, in honor of that, let me dig through my bag here. I have brought some Hostess snowballs to celebrate snowboarding.
Wow. I can't even tell you the last time I ate Hostess snowballs. I mean, this is amazing.
Yeah, and believe me, I hear that they are now considered a health food. So
sure, I'm going to believe you. So let me get this straight. It's Monday. You're talking snow,
right?
Snowboarding,
Yep,
and Hostess snowballs.
Exactly.
The thing that makes it great is my coffee. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. So Studio 365 salutes
the U.S. Snowboarding Champions and Hostess Snowballs. What a great combination to kick off your day. So let's dive into today's podcast.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how, but let's just go to the basics.
Yes.
So start is the word for March. And starting is something essential to live the best life. Otherwise, we're going to get stuck and it's going to be status quo and pretty mundane.
And in other words, we never really arrive. That's extreme.
Yeah, and also the thing about starting can feel extreme. When life is filled with stuff that stresses us out, anything added can be really hard. So starting needs to be looked at as a process. And the first thing on the list is to be trustworthy in taking something new on. The basic definition of trustworthy is to be proven to be worth someone's truth. It's big and it's powerful. So Joshua, I have you kind of a duh question, but have you ever trusted someone that broke your trust?
Yes, and I might have a list.
Yes,
a long list.
I think all of us do.
But I can't say names to protect the guilty,
yes,
but yes.
That's right. Because, not only do we have a list of those that have broken our trust, at some time or another, we're going to break someone's trust.
Right.
So yesterday, the ancient leader Joshua was introduced as a leader to pay attention to, and that his resume was filled with experience from the second chair. He had been entrusted with vital tasks from his boss, Moses, who most of us have heard about. And there was a time then that they knew that Joshua would take over. And when Moses died, the succession plan worked. So he stepped into the new, just as we need to, and had to understand that at the top of the list was trust.
And trust is difficult at any time, but especially of the start of doing something new.
Right. The people knew Joshua was trustworthy because he had proved it over and over. And that's really the key, that it takes time to be trustworthy. The first chapter of his book says, and this is just huge, the people turned their trust from Moses to Joshua. He not only had to trust God in this, but he had to stay worthy of the people's trust. So when we start something new, there's an element of trust on either side. It's trusting God and it's being trustworthy. It's an exercise at the highest level.
Right, because it's easy to break trust and then also to mistrust.
So here's what we need to do. And Joshua, this begins with you and I. We need to have an intentional training of the mind and heart. You might call it a self-imposed boot camp. And it truly is a discipline to trust God and to be trustworthy from start to finish. Because the way I'm looking at the time that we're living in is that we tend to mistrust first. So it takes time to earn the equity of trust.
I think it's easier to mistrust someone because we hear someone has broken trust almost as soon as they do it and rarely hear that someone is trustworthy.
Right. And part of that is because we don't take the time to show people that we can be trustworthy. Many people talk about doing something new. They talk about starting something, whether it's a healthy habit or a new career, but they never get around to doing it. And even that breaks our trust of someone's word.
And, I wonder how many of us actually think about trust before starting something new.
Right, because in the end, nothing good comes out of being less than trustworthy.
I think this is the right time in our world to realize nothing will work until we intentionally take the time to become and be trustworthy.
Okay, so are you ready? Here's today's life list.
All right.
Okay, number 1, make a list of what it means to be trustworthy and keep it. For example, honor your own and one another's boundaries. Do what you say you will do. Be honest. If something's not working, just say it and move on. And if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. And that includes keeping confidential. And number 2, be trustworthy 24/7, not just when someone is looking. So let's start the day with being trustworthy. And Joshua, I will talk to you and our friends tomorrow in Studio 365.
Yeah, and I think those are great things to think about as we kick off this day. And we hope that you are enjoying starting your days with us. So make sure you head over to our website, studio365daily.com. And from there, you can subscribe. You can get this in email format. You can get it on Facebook. However you want it. We want to be with you to start that day. And make sure to tell a friend and let them know. And we will see you tomorrow.